Welcome back to the R&D podcast. My name's Dalton.
RJ.
Today we're going to be talking about the Auburn preview and recap. Week 2 against Ball State looked pretty good. Started off a little slow on offense, but defense looked overall pretty good. What are you thinking about the Ball State game, RJ?
Defense looked amazing. Offensive wise, Jackson Arnold was holding the ball a little longer than I wanted him to, but I feel like he just wanted to throw the ball a lot more than he did against Baylor, and he just better not get used to holding that ball long in that pocket. And Jeremiah Cobb looked good in the backfield. Cam Coleman looked amazing. Eric Singleton fast.
Mm-hmm.
We're using Eric Singleton good right now with the
Mm-hmm.
wide receiver screens and sweeps.
Getting him into space, letting a playmaker be a playmaker, right?
Right, and that's about it. I have to say about that game. I mean,
Yep.
overall we look good. So
One thing as far as problems for offense, if you wanted to create, or Auburn, if you wanted to create problems, Auburn is the 14th most penalized team in the country. So discipline, penalties, like cutting back on those would be good, and explosives. You haven't had a lot of like actual explosives, and then your pass defense is still kind of iffy. Going back to the Baylor game, but all those things can be cleaned up, and they're not far off. It's not like they're crazy. Oh no, this is terrible. Auburn's pass defense looked better this past game. Defense in general looked better this past game, but you played against Ball State. It's kind of like Alabama and ULM. You didn't really play against a opponent. You played
I
against
agree.
you had a tune up game.
Yeah,
So South Alabama, you'll kind of have the same thing. Then whenever you get into SEC play and you play Oklahoma, you'll really see what you're made of. But Auburn overall looks like a good team. I mean, a lot of people are high on Auburn. They're in the top 25 now. That's exciting for Auburn fans. Jackson Arnold throwing the ball. What did you see from him in this past game that maybe he could have done better, or maybe he should take over into the South Alabama game and change?
well, throwing the ball wise, he looked good throwing the ball. It was just holding the ball too long in the pocket. I mean, Ball State had a lot of sacks that should Ball State shouldn't have that much sacks against Auburn. So, if, which I felt like Jackson Arnold was trying to get the ball out more, but he just couldn't. I don't know, but hopefully he doesn't do that for the rest of the season. He still looked good.
Mm,
But throwing the ball wise, he looked good throwing the ball. It's just some plays he was holding the ball a little long and got sacked. So
mm.
yeah, so back to you.
Going into the South Alabama game, right? South Alabama loses a lot of people in the transfer portal. Um, they retain their offensive line, who's still a pretty good little offensive line, not good enough to compete with Auburn's defensive line, but not terrible either, or not as bad as what Ball State's would have been. Fumbles have been an issue for South Alabama, and also just a low third down conversion percentage. Um, yeah, I don't see that changing for anything. You got a kind of in-state teams. I wouldn't say rivalry, but because they don't really, it's not really big enough to be a rivalry, I guess. But it is an in-state game. Looks to be pretty fun. South lost Gio Lopez to North Carolina, who hasn't really looked very good, but he was a big contributor at South Alabama.
Right.
Looking forward to the South game. You want to see Jackson Arnold throw the ball a little bit better, a little bit more efficiently, get it out on time, give the receivers an ability to make a play, and you want to see the Auburn defense continue to be dominant and maybe be a little bit better as far as executing and just being even more dominant what they already are against a school that they should just completely run over, right? Um, what do you think? So going into the South Alabama game, and you're on the backside of it, you have Oklahoma. What do you think you can take out of this game and translate it over? Like, what are you looking for to touch up on the most in the South Alabama game to be able to prepare for Oklahoma?
It's Jackson Arnold holding the ball too long, and then defensive wise secondary.
Mm,
They showed a lot better against Ball State, but it's Ball State, and then we play against South Alabama. That you know,
yeah.
if it was in South Alabama last year, maybe it'd be a better game.
Hmm.
But just secondary and Jackson Arnold holding the ball, which I don't believe he will hold that ball too long against Oklahoma because Oklahoma's defense is the real deal this year.
Mhm.
Last year too, they were the real deal last year too. It just didn't have an explosive offense.
Brent Venables is a great defensive coach, and he's had a couple years in the program to build up, and he's done well. You pick up an OC and Arbuckle, and you pick up John Mateer, and they have a
Oh yeah,
great team. Auburn's
they
looking
do.
forward. That's going to be a really good game. What is it, week 4, week 5? Do they have a bye
Week
after
week
South?
4. No, we got to buy before Georgia.
Okay. So, I mean, you have a big game next week,
Yeah.
South
So
Alabama, you got to dominate and get through this week.
yeah. So John Materi's gonna throw the ball, and our secondary better be ready for that.
No doubt.
Oklahoma still has some issues with the O line, so I don't think Oklahoma can run the ball on us. But passing wise, seeing what Baylor did to us, Auburn better get ready for that,
Yeah.
and let's not play cover one the whole game.
Oh yeah, Auburn's got to get healthy this week. They have to get guys like Champ Bailey and just people like that just ready to play. And you can't have too many injuries. You can't take starters out on defense. You can't go into this Oklahoma hurt and banged up
Yeah.
because they'll make you pay, especially in your secondary whenever you don't have a ton of depth or at least a ton of experience in your secondary behind the starters.
Yeah, we have a ton of depth in secondary than we had in the
You have
previous
more you
years.
have more depth,
But like you said,
but
experience wise,
you don't have it proven, right?
yeah,
And when you play against a guy like John Mateer, you better have some ball players
yeah,
because he's gonna expose. If you have one guy that's a little off, he's gonna expose him, and Arbuckle knows how to do that as well. But
yeah. I was a little iffy about John Mateer, but seeing him play his past 2 games, he
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 looks good.
he does have 2 interceptions,
Yeah,
but he can beeline that ball to his receivers.
he's got small. Yeah, he's got small stuff that holds him from being a complete perfect quarterback almost. Like mechanically, he misses right a lot and stuff. I think just things like that. But he overall, I mean, he's a competitor and he plays good. He plays with fire to be able to beat Michigan, even if it is at home. And Bryce Underwood, it's his first like real main start. It's still a good win for him. So he's the Heisman front runner right now
Probably.
eh, for a lot of people. So Auburn's got a lot of stuff to work on in the South game to clean up, to tune up, and get ready for this Oklahoma game. But you can't look past the team nowadays with the transfer portal. Even a South Alabama team, they'll embarrass you, kind of like Troy almost did to Clemson. But really and truly, that's all I have to say. On this Auburn game, 11:45 kickoff at Jordan Hare. New lights. Stadium's always going to be bumping. What is it, 17 or 16 sellouts in a row now at Jordan
Oh
Hare,
yeah,
which is crazy. Um, the tickets are like 150 a piece for a South Alabama game. I mean, or $100 a piece for the top deck. It's pretty crazy.
yeah.
Auburn's doing some big things there, looking good coming up again.
You're gonna be
Um,
there, aren't you?
I will be there. I will be there. 3 weeks in a row, I've been to a football game. College football's back, baby, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
But this has been the already podcast. I don't have a whole lot else to say. This is Dalton.
What about Auburn being ranked for the first time since 2021, baby?
I know that's huge. That's huge. I
Yeah,
bet you're
I feel like
excited.
we should be ranked
Like
last
week
week.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, but after seeing Baylor beat SMU,
Hmm.
shows people that Auburn
You
maybe can be
deserve
the
it.
real deal this year. So
Yeah. Baylor's a good team,
yeah,
and
I believe that. And
they're gonna hurt a lot of people's
uh,
feelings this year.
Sawyer Robertson, he can be he's a Heisman candidate too.
Yeah.
So
He's a good quarterback. He can throw the ball. He's going to be good in the draft too. I think a lot of people will really be interested in him in the NFL, especially for somebody to develop because he has a lot of good skill traits. Um, and overall, a great quarterback. Michael Trigg, they got one of the best tight ends in the nation, if not the best. So, but anyways, I mean, I don't really have it. You have anything else you want to touch up on?
no, no,
Well, in that case, this has been the R&D podcast. My name's Dalton,
RJ.
and we'll catch you next time.